channel. Thanks for stopping by. For today's video, I am going to be trying my hand at making baby food. I've read up on this like very minimally, like I kind of understand the concept is that you want to steam your foods and then you want to like puree them in a blender and then put them in containers where you can store them in your refrigerator or your freezer. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be making 4 different baby foods. So I'm going to be doing some sweet potatoes, which I know that he really loves. We're going to do pears, which he's also a fan of. Peaches, which he's never had on their own, but I have pureed some peaches without steaming them, just pureed them and mixed them in with his oatmeal in the morning. He's had that a few times and he's been into it. The only thing I'm making today that he has not had yet is spinach. I'm a big fan of spinach, so hopefully he is too. For starters, I'm just gonna take all of the produce that I'm cooking up today and I am going to wash it before I like peel it, or in this case with the spinach, just kind of get it steamed. Doesn't need to be peeled or anything. I'm just gonna add it directly into my pan. I'm gonna add a 1/3 cup water and then I'm gonna cover it and just let it steam. Now for my pears, peach, and sweet potato, I'm going to peel those before I put them in the pots to steam. Peeling my sweet potato, and I come to find out that it's not like an orange sweet potato, it's a white sweet potato, which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know was a thing. I had to look it up. Apparently it has a similar taste. It's supposed to be kind of like a cross between a sweet potato and like a russet potato. I don't know if he's gonna like that. But you know, we'll certainly give it a try. I googled it, it said that it was safe, so it probably just doesn't have the same like nutrients as a sweet potato, but you know, we'll give it a shot. Now that everything is peeled, I'm just gonna go through and I'm just going to cut everything up into just smaller pieces so that it's easier as I am steaming it. Obviously pears have like a core, you don't want to get any of that in there. It's done, it's ready to be pureed, so I'm gonna do that as I get the other ones situated. Do peaches in this one, potatoes in here. Potatoes and the pears look very similar, so I gotta be careful. And I'll just do the pears right here in this back saucepan. I'm just gonna add like a cup of water to the peaches and to the pears. I'm gonna need probably more than that for the potatoes. I'm gonna submerge those, but the fruit should be fine with just like a cup because they're already pretty soft. All right, now I'm just gonna get them going and get them covered. So to puree this, I'm just going to add it to my Ninja Bullet here. They do make baby food makers where you can steam them and puree them all in the same device, and we had registered for one, but they are pretty pricey. This is just some of the spinach water that I reserved from steaming them, just so I don't like totally lose flavor. Is that a thing? Do babies care if food loses flavor? Yes, but we put one of those on our registry as kind of like a frivolous thing, but we never had a shower. So we didn't end up getting it, and in the grand scheme of stocking up on things that we needed for him, we just figured that that wasn't really important. We could steam in a pot and pan and use our current blender to puree. So that's what we did. So you don't need anything fancy. Whatever blender and pots and pans you have should be fine. And then I'm just gonna blend it. So these are just the containers I have to store and freeze the food. These are by OXO. I picked them up at Bye Bye Baby. You can get them online at a lot of places. I liked this set because it came with 6 2-ounce containers and then 4 4-ounce containers. And so they also come with trays that they sit in so that you can conveniently store them in the fridge so they're not like all over the place. So that's pretty handy as well. Disclaimer, I feel like I have to say this because this is the internet, but these have all been washed and sanitized. I boiled them in water earlier today. So these are good to go. And I'm going to take my not so appetizing looking spinach here and I'm gonna put it in one of the 4-ounce ones because I think we're gonna give him some tonight for dinner. This way I'll just pop this back in the fridge and he can finish what's left of it for tomorrow night's dinner. There you go. Also, I forgot to say this, but off camera, I didn't love how like loose the consistency of the spinach was the first time I blended it. So I steamed some more spinach and added it to that mixture without adding any additional water so that I could get like a thicker consistency. And it's still a little loose, but I think this is probably just how it's gonna be. I don't know how thick you can get spinach blended. So we will try this. Hopefully he likes it because we have 2 4-ounce containers of it. Peaches are ready to be pureed. I read somewhere that you're supposed to like do an ice bath after you scoop them out of the hot water. I'm not gonna do an ice bath because I don't have tons of ice and I don't feel like making ice. So I'm just gonna kind of rinse them in cool water, cool them off, and then blend them kind of at room temperature so they're not so warm. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do it. This is all trial and error. You're gonna find out if my kid actually likes this food or not. And after that, the process for blending them is the same as the spinach. I'm not doing anything different. I'm just gonna add them to the bullet with a little bit of water and then just blend it out, check the consistency, and add water as needed. I'm back with the peaches. Again, I'm gonna put them in these 4-ounce containers because we will add these to his cereal. If you caught our vlog about peach picking, this is the peach from the peach picking adventure we went on. So it's fresh, locally picked peaches. If you can hear the child in the background, that's Josiah. I don't really know what he's doing. So for the pears, I actually ended up doing something a little bit different. Instead of doing like an ice bath, I put them in this container for my blender and I put it in the freezer and just let it sit there for a little bit. And I noticed that when I pulled it out, I had drained the water out previously, but there was more water, I guess, that had come out of the pear. So I just drained that excess water and blended them, and I got a nice, like, thicker consistency, which is probably what I should have did with the peaches. So now I know, so that they're not so runny, to let them sit for a little bit longer and then drain out more of the excess water. It's literally feeding time at the zoo, and like the dogs are getting antsy, the baby's getting antsy, my husband's getting antsy, everybody is antsy. Probably should do this on like a Sunday morning when like everybody's asleep still. That's my mom tip to you. Lastly, I have the sweet potatoes that are not sweet potatoes. You know what, let me try these. I'm curious. I'm going to try these. I will get a different spoon. Oh, it is kind of sweet like a sweet potato, and it does kind of taste like a regular potato, but not exactly. That's not bad. He probably will like this. I only have 2 more containers left from the set, so I actually pulled these out of my Tupperware collection that I've had. These are BPA-free plastic ones that I bought for like salad dressings or whatever. I don't really ever use them because they're so small. Also, as I'm looking at this, like I think it's probably when I go to like serve it, I'm going to need to loosen up the consistency a little bit, which should be fine. I can always add like a little bit of formula or a little bit of water to it. But honestly, I think this might be really good once I know that he's not allergic to this or the spinach. This might be a good one to mix and make a combo out of, since the spinach is kind of loose and this one is a little bit thicker. That concludes making all of the food. I wanted to show you Josiah trying out the spinach, but it's getting really late and Mike had to feed him because he was getting hungry. We're approaching bedtime, so we didn't want to wait too long. So I'm actually gonna pick this back up tomorrow morning. And we'll try either the peaches or the pears. Probably the pears, because I think I'm more impressed with the way that they came out. So stay tuned, we're about to show you that. This is the moment of truth. Go ahead. That's not the best face. Okay. That's the okay. I like it face. Yummy. Homemade pears are a success. So there you have it. The pears were a winner. That clip was filmed a couple of days ago, and so we have had the opportunity to feed him a couple of the other things. We fed him spinach, which he absolutely hated. It's the first food that we've tried that he just was not about. I guess I don't really blame him. Spinach is an acquired taste, I suppose. He did like the white sweet potato, and we were able to sneak him some of the spinach when we mixed it with the white sweet potato. At least it's a kind of win, because maybe we can like sneak it into other things, because to me spinach is like a superfood. It has so many great nutrients in it, and I really want him to be able to like take those in. So if I have to mix it in with some other things to get him to eat it, so be it. At least he's eating it. I don't think this is going to be something that I'm doing like every week, just because it is a little time consuming, and while it does save you money, and I'm sure it's probably maybe a little healthier than using, you know, store-bought jar food, just time as a busy mom that I don't necessarily have, and when I do have it, I'd rather spend that time like doing things with my family, instead of just being in the kitchen making food while like my husband and my son are off doing fun things. So it's probably something that I'll incorporate here and there, just not all the time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hanging out with me while I attempted to make baby food for the first time ever. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can leave any questions or comments you have for me down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from us in the future, and I'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.